Good afternoon and welcome to the JEA Emergency Operations Center. It has been our home away from home since last Thursday. We have been manning this operating center for 24 hours a day since the beginning part of the storm, the early notification. I wanted to take this opportunity to share with you what we've done to prepare, how we rode out through the storm, and our restorations at this point in time. Planning for the storm started probably a week before the storm actually occurred. We started with a soft opening of our Emergency Operations Center last Wednesday evening. We went to full level 1 emergency control on noon of last Thursday. At that time, this room, which incorporates the JEA's National Institute Emergency Command structure, took hold. And we have representatives who left their day jobs to work nothing but the storm and restoration. Currently, there are over 1,500 JEA employees working on storm restoration and recovery. They have completely stopped their day jobs and are working to restore power to our customers. We have also had the opportunity and the benefit and the advantage of over 350 dedicated electric line workers and tree maintainers to come in from various utilities in the state and around the country to support our restoration activities. We certainly thank them. We want to thank Governor Scott and his team for facilitating that, and take this time to thank Mayor Curry for his leadership during this difficult time for all of us. Currently, we stand after 106 hours of restoration, having restored 225,000 customers. At the height of the storm, we had 245,000 customers, or about 55% of our total base was out of service. We have remaining, at this moment, 20,000 customers, and we will work diligently and with all of our efforts and with a mobilization force for restoration that is 4 times greater than our normal standard operating procedures. So I'll say that again. We have employed resources from outside of the area, from outside of the state, as far as Texas and Oklahoma, as far south as Miami, to come and help us with the restoration of power for our customers. There are professional line maintainers, tree trimmers, cutters, folks that haul away the tree debris and lay new lines. Right now, there are 30 more crews, or 30 more individuals, 6 or 7 additional line crews on their way to Jacksonville. We're borrowing those from Duke Energy in Florida. So they'll be with us starting to work tomorrow morning. That'll bring our total restoration team up to almost 370 additional, with 100 additional tree professionals. So we're bringing in resources as much as we can to try to get us back up and running. I wanted to take time to really express a great amount of gratitude and thank you to the individual utilities, Florida Power and Light, Chico, Duke Energy, Beaches Energy, Electric Cities in Georgia, CPS Energy in San Antonio, Texas, Municipal Utilities of Missouri, Grand River Dam in Oklahoma, Tennessee Electric, of course, in Tennessee. At one time, we had over 44 utility workers for the water and sewer business that were here helping us with the restoration of the water and sewer business. They brought both their manpower and resources to help us restore the water and the sewer systems. Those utilities, I want to express thank you to them. Those were state utilities: Toho Water System from the Kissimmee area, Florida Rural Water, Tallahassee, Orange County, Gainesville Regional Utility, and OUC. Access again to these utilities was facilitated by Mayor Curry and Governor Scott. Both have expressed and shown and demonstrated exceptional and wonderful leadership in helping us through this difficult time. We have accepted all offers of assistance. We've accepted all offers of assistance from utilities to come and help us restore power as quickly as we can. Our preliminary damage assessment is right around $30 million, and I would not be surprised to see that rise in the next several days. Our inventory right now is in very good shape in order to be able to supply new poles and cables and transformers. Our call center has been manned, and I hope to offer a tour to many of you after we finish up here today. We have expanded it almost 50% to ensure that we can respond to our customers. Our average wait time today has been 48 seconds. During the height of the storm, we had 245,000 customers out. We reached a little in excess of 5 minutes, but that was only for a short period of time. We've been averaging under 1 minute to be able to respond to our customers. So I think it's important to note that we are in the incident command structure here. We've left our day jobs, and what do we do to get prepared for this? We go through a thorough planning process. Every department in the utility is required to have a comprehensive emergency plan, and these are for all sorts of events, weather events and other extraordinary events. We prepare. We go through each plan and figure out what we need to ensure that we've got the resources and the materials in order to respond. Examples of that are inventory stockpiling, making sure we've got poles, cables, and transformers to replace those that might be damaged in the storm, backup generation, fuel supplies, and mutual aid agreements. We have over 200 mutual aid agreements with other utilities across the country. And this goes both ways. This time we're calling on them for benefit, and other times we've been responding to their needs across the country. We practice. We practice twice a year simulations in this room, in this setup, with these employees. We all come together, leave our day jobs, and we are facilitated by a third party that gives us an experience to react to, whether it's a storm or other event, that we then have to go through and simulate and test all of our plans, test our communications to ensure that we're ready and can respond to storms. To date, again, we've performed 106 hours of restoration. We have had several big successes here, and I don't want to downplay the fact it's really difficult with the 20,000 remaining. We've got more help from outside than we ever have had in the history of JEA, over 100 years, helping us out. But we did get the schools restored on Sunday. We have generally all major employers, commercial businesses, universities, and military bases, essentially the core of our economy up and running. We've got the port running, and I think that's thus far a success for us. The EOC, we will continue in this operations center with these resources deployed until we get everyone restored. I wanted to turn a minute to the water system. The water system did perform well through the storm. We had some low pressure due to outages and some pumps that went offline during the peak of the storm. We were able to recover from that. We saw several low pressures during the event. We had a water main break and one or two other operating challenges, which led us to issue several precautionary boiled water notices. Those notices have been lifted at this point in time. The sewer system is back in full control. During the storm, we did experience a number of sanitary sewer overflows or sanitary sewer spills, and these were all directly related to the storm. I want to give everyone assurance, and I want to be very clear about the fact that one spill for 1 gallon is the equivalent of one spill for 100,000 gallons. Any spill is too much. We take this very seriously and have over the years at JEA worked to improve our sanitary sewer operations. We perform at the EPA standards. It's the CMOM standards. It's the gold plate standards for operating a sewer wastewater system in an urban setting. We have found that this event has caused us to rethink that. We have reached out. Yesterday, I spoke to the Secretary of the Department of Environmental Protection. I've been in contact with the governor, and today the governor reached out and is going to have a review. We already have FDEP individuals on site working with our team, evaluating what went wrong and how we can improve. We're here to be transparent and open about the issues and about the facts. We'll share them with anyone that can help us improve the situation, make all of our operations more sustainable in the future, and just get a better outcome for our community. We have, again, conducted this thus far with complete transparency and will continue to do so. Facts as we know them on the sewer situation, we have over close to 1,400 sewer pump stations. I think the actual number is 1,380. And just like our customers, where half of the customers lost power, about half of our pump stations lost power. About 25% of our pump stations have generation backup. Several of those generators at key sites failed in the transfer, and that caused part of the spill. Others, just the amount of water, putting lines underwater, caused a certain amount of spill, and our ability to physically get to some of these pump stations during the peak of the storm when travel was not allowed slowed us down to getting portable generation to those sites. We've cleaned and worked on all of those sites over the last this restoration period. We're in good shape. We're in a testing phase to make sure that any of the material that did escape our control has been cleaned up. We're monitoring any waterway that might have been affected. We test at the point of entry, we test upstream, and we test downstream. We get the bacterial counts until the waterway returns to normal levels. We're in that operating procedure and process at this point in time. SSOs have been a long-standing issue and are critical and a priority for JEA. When we look back in the 90s, we had a terrible record. We had over 20 SSOs on a monthly basis, over 200 a year. 15 years ago, the utility had worked down to about 10 a month, or about 100, a little over 100 each year. Still not acceptable. Over the last 10 years, we've averaged 3 per month, roughly 30 to 35 per year. Still too many. We focus on that. We work to improve that. We've got operational controls around that activity. We report that on a monthly basis to our board in a public forum and track that performance. So we will continue at this point in time to work with the mayor's office, the administration, the Department of Environmental Quality and Protection at the city. FDEP, in partnership, will collaborate with the governor and the mayor and work to seek a better solution here in an open and transparent way. I think we can talk a little more about that through your questions and answers, but at this point in time, that's an update as to where we are. So just to go back to summary, we have the equivalent of 4 times the normal operating line crews and tree trimmers and activity for restoration than we have on a normal thunderstorm summer day. We have imported all the help that has been offered that we've been able to reach out and ask for. We've got help from Florida, from outside of the state. These resources total about 500. We will keep the pressure of 500 individuals pushing against the problem, which is 20,000 customers that are still out of power. The reason why we've been slowed down has been the devastating impact on trees. Our initial assessment, we just did not pick that up. And when I say we, I mean we, the management, missed that. Our workers have worked tirelessly. They are world champions in terms of their lineman skills and dedication and support. The people that we have brought in and have granted and given us their time and talent are absolutely dedicated professionals, and they have done an outstanding job to try to support and bring back our community to full restoration. So we, in the middle of it, we thought we could get there a little quicker. We underestimated the impact of the devastation to the tree canopy in certain areas of town, and we're dealing with the consequences of that. But we have, I think the number of individuals will keep pressing. We had 500 individuals when we had 30,000 customers out. We still have 500 individuals pressing against 20,000. We'll have 500 individuals working against 15,000, and I think we'll see an acceleration back to full restoration. These are good people behind me. These are good people in this room. These are good and great, dedicated, talented people that are as frustrated as you are, and they want to get you back in service. It has been our job working and under the guidance and facilitation of our super elected officials, the governor, the mayor, the city council, to facilitate bringing in as many resources, both in terms of human resources and physical resources, to try to get you back hooked up to the grid again. And that's what we're doing. And it's not as though we're doing it part-time. These individuals are working 16 hours a day. They're going to one of our remote sites and sleeping for a little while on a bunk, and they're getting up and doing it again. And then they're going back to sleep, and then they're doing it again. This is dangerous work. It's hard work. They're dedicated, passionate, and you have our commitment to keep them working at it, and we'll refresh the crews and keep at this level of investment.